From the inner sense of time comes the ancient poet's rhyme, bringing us the master key to open up the mystery. From the depth of time and space, we arrive in quiet grace, finding what is meant to be as we explore the mystery, pouring forth from days gone by. We can hear the poet sigh from the depth of ecstasy, moving into mystery. Hello and welcome again to Creative Connections. I'm your host, Gary Blanchard, and today my guest is Debs McCulloh, an artist.
Yes, I've been
welcome.
an artist.
So you are doing felt art.
Correct.
Felting?
Felting. I call them my felties. I do felting.
Okay.
It's an art that's been going on for a while. I think it was early 1940s. Maybe they started doing the needles, using it for felting, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
If somebody out there knows more, that'd be great. And
Okay.
share it with me. But yeah, so I just started getting felting about a year. Somebody gave me a gift, and I've done watercolor, acrylics, photography. I've done a lot of art, and I've never heard of felting. And I picked this right up, and I just fell in love with it because I love doing 3D sculpture, but I'm not a sculpture person, and this was perfect for me.
Okay, so let's look at some of the things that you have here. What would you like to start with?
Well, this is my favorite right here. I just finished him.
Okay.
He's my giraffe. He's already sold. I was so psyched when somebody wanted him.
All right.
So we found him a home.
Yeah, so what I really like is that you can feel the texture between the spots,
right,
and the rest of the body. So how do you make a giraffe? Do you start with a form, or?
Okay, as with a lot of feltings, a lot of people use things called armatures. They're a wire form. True felters sometimes will not use an armature, I guess, but I do when it comes to like something this big, as the baby lamb here. There is no armature on him. It was all felting, and the idea with felting is to get as tight as you can.
Okay.
The tighter you can, if you can feel it, you feel how tight it is, and you don't really want it to be loose.
Okay.
But yeah.
So where do you start with something like this?
First I start with a sketch, an idea.
Okay.
I need something to go by. I usually find a picture online, or I'll start, like I'm going to be doing a horse, so I had to go find the skeletal part of the animal.
Okay.
And I just start wrapping and poking. I mean, I brought it with me if you'd like to see how it's quickly done.
This is new to me. I've seen some of it lately, but
okay, so what you start is a wool, different types of wool out there. You can find. I found all my stuff on Amazon under felting supplies. There's tons of it. Merino wood, I think it is called, is really fine. And so basically, what you start with little ball. Like I started with a little ball, and you take a thing called the felting needle, which is, and it usually have a handle on it. I use a felting pen. It's got 3 feltings, and you just when you start felting, you should use these things called, so you don't
poke your fingers.
And then you just start felting away and make a form. And I personally get better at it when I don't use those things, but But anyway, so you just keep poking and poking and poking. It just gets harder.
Okay.
And then I just keep wrapping it around, and I'll make a ball. That's how I make the birds.
Okay.
I make a small ball first for the head. And yeah, and then you can add colors to it as you go. And when you add colors, you just want to poke into the color, and it will connect itself.
Okay, so all right, so that's really amazing.
It is. It's so much fun. And if you go online and just look up felting, you'll be surprised how many people are into felting.
Yeah, yeah. And as I say, it's just something that I've just really come across for myself in the last few months, I think.
Yeah.
So your bird here.
My bluebird.
Yeah. The detail on it is just wonderful.
Yeah, he was
so
fun.
you buy the feet?
I make the feet.
Oh, you make the feet?
Yeah, I made this feet. I made out of floral tape, and you wrap it around. I make wire feet, and you wrap the floral tape around it, and it's a little work, and you play with it, and yeah, that's fun. Recently, I found a porcelain clay that dries clear.
Ah.
And I made some feet with that, and it was really nice.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been into art for a long time.
Art has been my entire life, but I did go to art school. I went to Mass College of Art for like 5 years, did different majors, tried it all. Ended up leaving and going to Southeastern Mass University and down in Dartmouth, towards the Cape, and I got my degree there in visual design. And I did silk screening for a while, and then I got pregnant with twins, and my career stopped.
I would imagine. I mean, one child is one thing, but two at the same time.
Yes, so it was either me getting my career, or he's already had a full-time job working, so I put my career on hold, and I raised 2 kids pretty much by myself, and so now I'm getting back into my art, and and so I'm getting serious about it now.
Great. This is really amazing to me. The lighthouse here.
Yeah, this is my painting going 3D. It's really fun. I don't know.
So let's hold it up. If you want to hold that up.
Yep.
So people can see it. So you've got all the different colors in here. All the different blues in the sky, and whites for the clouds. And then you've got the water, which is sort of the same blue that's at the very top of the sky, which is very natural.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the rocks and the grass. How do you go about putting something like that together?
Well, I do have the artistic background, so that helps.
Yeah.
I start with a sketch, what you want. You always start with an idea, and you put it down on paper, and then I work from it. I know what colors I want. I know, it just comes so naturally. I mean, I'm not sure how to explain.
Yeah. So you started just as you did with that, with a little ball.
Yeah.
But instead of forming it into something like this, you
just lay your colors out, and then you poke them in like I did for a while, and you incorporate the colors, and you just keep poking away, and blah.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
So you brought some of your other art with you.
Yes, I did bring my portfolio.
So if we could look at some of that, because I remember seeing on Facebook some of at least one of your paintings, and really enjoyed it.
Excuse me. I don't want to scratch this table, but okay. This is just some stuff I've done.
Okay.
I'm not sure how it's
So,
going to work with the camera, but
Yeah. This is a Laurie Anderson album cover.
yes, I did that in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this was something that you...
I designed on my own.
Okay.
Yep.
And was this one that she used for the album?
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
She probably doesn't even know about it.
All right. I happen to be a Laurie Anderson
Do you?
fan.
I love the electric
So,
violin. It was really cool.
yeah. Yeah, that is really nice. And, you know, even like the little detail down there.
Yep.
And this is,
Just cut paper.
yeah, like
Yep.
a collage type
Yeah.
thing. And then we have here a butterfly.
Yeah. I don't know why I got that like that, but it is.
Yeah.
That's a lighthouse again.
Okay, yeah, we'll just kind of flip that over for a second. So there's another,
The
another
watercolor.
lighthouse.
Yeah, I really enjoy watercolor.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because I always had a thought of what watercolor is, and it's amazing what people can do with watercolor.
Oh, it's a blast.
Yeah, these are really nice, kind of a geometric.
Yes, I love shapes. You'll find out I love any type of angles and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And then just the mixture of colors and the blending. The colors in this are just really spectacular.
Thank you.
And let's see.
Easy. Yeah,
And
more of it.
there's
Yeah.
some more. I really like the feel of this one too.
Oh, the watercolor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just a sketch, and and then somebody helped me. My friend helped me decide. Deb, your sketches are art.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? You're right.
You know, and I think that's something that, for some reason, we tend to think that art has to be something so special that we can't create it.
Mm.
And I think when we realize that we are all artists,
Mm-hmm.
and we just have to kind of accept that. These are great. I love the cardinals.
Yes.
And there's something about a cardinal against the snow.
Yep.
And, living in Baltimore City for most of my life, I always thought that was, a nice image, but not realistic.
Oh.
But having lived in New England now since 2006, I have seen the cardinals in the snow.
Yes.
And they are just as amazing in real life as they are in a painting like this.
They are amazing birds. I love cardinals.
These are really neat.
Yeah, I just think creatively like that. It's really weird.
Yeah, yeah. This in particular has a very dreamlike quality to it, because dreams are kind of all over the place, and I love the little doors.
Mm.
Because there are in our life and in our mind these little doors that we often ignore.
Mm-hmm.
But if
That's
we
true.
explore them, we get stuff like this.
Yes, doors are very amazing. Doors and windows.
Yeah.
This is a mural I did at a church.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is some more of my art that I didn't tape because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So they're kind of falling.
Oh, no. This in particular here, the sunflower, I think is very meaningful, especially now with the war in Ukraine,
Oh,
and the
yes.
sunflower being their flower and their symbol.
Right.
And then the butterfly, which
Transformation.
there's always hope.
Yes.
There's always beauty.
Huh. Interesting.
So, do you still do watercolor?
I love watercolor. Oh yeah, I still do watercolors,
Okay.
and I have a couple in progress of these these dimensional pictures.
Okay. And here again we have the geometric patterns.
Yeah.
along with the color, and then, like the little butterflies.
I did that on the computer. I love computer art. I just did it on the computer, and then I printed it out, and yeah.
Yeah, that's really well done. And then we have Jesus here,
Yeah.
and again a door.
Yes. And butterflies and more stuff of.
Yeah. So, do you display your art places, or?
Not right now, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, like I said, I'm just starting to find myself as a woman who no longer has anybody to care about but herself.
Okay.
So.
Your kids are grown, and
My kids are grown.
You've got time to be you again.
Yeah, I took care of both my parents. They both died at home,
Okay.
and so now this is Deb's time.
Okay, and that's wonderful, and I think it's so important for us to recognize that, time is a cycle, and we're never too old to not start again.
Right. Or every day is a new day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is another one. I'm kind of a sucker for things like with open doors and stairways and bubbles and doves, and because it's all the openness and all the possibilities of life.
Yes. The doors all have meaning to me too.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have. I've been through a lot of doors in my life, and so they pop up.
Yeah, this is.
That's one in progress. Yep.
This one is in progress here.
Yep.
Let me see if I can hold that up. Yeah, that is. Again, you have things that tend to be repeated,
Yeah.
and yet not repetitive, which
Exactly.
is really nice. And I
Thank you.
think that we all have sort of symbols that mean something to us. And I like the way you keep repeating those.
Yes.
So I'm looking at your birds in the nest.
Okay. My lovebirds.
Is that what they are?
Yes. My two lovebirds.
So you weave the nest?
No, unfortunately, that was an Amazon product.
Okay.
I guess I'm advertising Amazon. I don't know. But yeah.
Well, it's
This is
hard
so
not to
easy.
in this day and age.
Yeah, but no, these are my two lovebirds. I just fell in love with them.
And yeah,
And that-
the colors
Yeah.
and the little beret.
Yes. Yes, I love berets. I love hats.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So when you're making something like this, how long does it take you?
that's a good question. It takes me quite a while. The giraffe probably at least 10 hours if I put it together.
Okay.
But I tend not to sit down and do it all at once.
Well, no, I can
So
imagine.
and I tend not to keep track. So I mean, hours sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, it's not that it's a therapy for me. I love it's just so much fun. I can sit there and watch a television show and or get lost in doing it. And it's,
Yeah, yeah. So if somebody wanted a giraffe,
Yes.
how would they contact you to see if they could get a giraffe?
Well, I do have a Facebook page. It's called Deb's Art Shop. It's public, so you just look that up. My whole name's Deborah McCulloh, in case you can't find it that way. I should be on Facebook, and I could always leave my number here and my name.
Yeah, I think, Facebook is probably a great
It is.
way of contacting you. In fact, we met through Facebook.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah. And you would be more than happy if somebody wanted to purchase.
Oh, all these guys need homes. I don't have a place for these guys.
You know, and that's the thing with art. And we
Yeah.
were talking kind of before the show started. Creating it is one thing, but sharing it, I think, is just as important.
It's what it's about, you know?
Yeah.
I think.
When you've created something, how hard is it for you to let go of it?
Not hard at all, because it was the creating that I love. You know, it's like I do Ukrainian eggs. Now,
Okay.
Ukrainian eggs, I don't know what you know, they take a long time. They're very layered. So I was on my last 8th layer on this egg, and for some reason I pressed a little too hard and cracked that egg.
Oh.
And I'm like, you know what? I have to accept this. That I'm going to spend hours and hours on an egg that is going to crack. So it's like, so I accept it as the process. I love the process.
What is the process for the Ukrainian eggs?
Oh, Ukrainian eggs, you start with, it's a dye mixture. You start with the wax. You take your egg, you do 1 layer of wax on the white egg, or color egg if you want, usually white, and you do a layer of drawing on the wax, stick it in a dye, a color, usually a lighter color, take it out, dry it, do another layer of wax of your drawing, and in your head you have to have the colors figured out what you want. And then after you do another layer, more wax, layer, more wax, and then I put my last color wax on, which is dye on is black. So when you're done, you have this black egg. So you take a candle, I do it the old-fashioned way, and you just start wiping the wax off, and you start seeing this picture of all these different colors on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the fun part, is taking that wax off and seeing that, wow.
So, you know, it's really like a metaphor, isn't it? Wiping away the surface to find the beauty underneath.
Exactly, that's true. That's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's another felted thing you have over there that is the flower.
Oh yes, my sunflower, which has been a challenge for me, but I finished it.
Okay. And there's a little church.
Yeah, a little white church in the background.
In the background.
Yeah.
And yeah, the colors are beautiful, and the texture is really nice.
Yes,
You know,
I enjoy it.
it's very soft to the touch.
It is. It's that merino wool.
Okay.
It's really nice and soft.
Yeah. So nicely done. And, you know, I'm just noticing that in all that black, there's little bits of brown in there, which really adds to it. You know, because it's not, just as in nature, nothing is kind of purely something.
Nothing's pure.
Yeah.
You can't look at something and see a pure color, I believe. In my eyes, I can't.
And I love that little bit of brown is in there. And just all these colors just blend so well with each other, yet, you know, each one stands out.
Thank you, very good.
Yeah. So what's next for you?
Well, actually, with the Facebook, Deb's Art Shop, I kind of been taken off. I've sold my giraffe. I've sold a couple items already.
Okay, good.
And I got an order for 2 unicorns.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be a little busy. Unicorns are gonna take a while.
Okay.
But
Have you done a unicorn before?
No.
Okay.
No, it'll be a challenge.
All
but
right.
I think I can do it.
What's going to be well, I guess the horn really isn't that much different than the beak on a bird, is it?
No, I mean, it's actually this one's felted. So I mean, some people you can make beaks. I make them out of polymer clay.
Okay.
But depends on the size. You can actually felt them, and I've seen felted unicorns. So
Okay.
yeah, I research everything when if I don't, I'm going to do something.
Yes. You know, what I appreciate is that the amount of detail you put into the planning, you know, to look at like the skeleton of a horse to see how it's made.
Right.
And these are so lifelike.
Thank you.
The cow.
Yeah, he's been a hit. This is my third cow.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm old enough to remember the brand of milk that came from contented cows.
Yep.
and that certainly looks like a contented cow.
Yes,
there.
he's very contented. Yeah, it took me. This is funny. I'm not really talking about detail. My first cow I made, I gave him five of the tits, whatever you call them. Like, oops. That was not politically correct cow, but. So.
Yeah. So, it seems to me like you've been really able to reach people just through Facebook.
Yes, Facebook's been very grateful. And I will plug Thrifty Gypsy in Sturbridge. She's been very lady. I've had my stuff there a few times and met a few people, and
Yeah.
So
finding places to put your work can be a challenge.
It is a challenge when you find something like, oh yes.
Yeah. It's actually probably easier for the felted animals than it is for paintings.
Yes, it's very tough with paintings because paintings it's a unique thing. Not if the person likes it or they don't. You know.
And I think what I like about your art is that each person can look at it and see something different. It's wonderful to look at a picture like this one here of the sunflowers.
Yeah.
But then again, like I say, you look at something like this work in progress, and that's so open to interpretation.
Yes.
And I love that. Debs, I want to thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you.
And sharing your work. And again, if people are looking for some of your work, they would go to Debs Art Shop.
Debs Art Shop on Facebook is public, and message me if you have any questions. I'm willing to do custom anything. If like I say, I just do my best, and if you like it, great. And that's.
What's the strangest thing you've had somebody request?
Unfortunately, I haven't had too many strange things.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately.
So far, maybe unicorns are about
I think the funnest one. I was psyched when I heard that one. Yeah, I like unicorns. Yeah.
But you don't usually see them in the wild.
No, you don't. No.
Debs, thanks again for
You're
coming
welcome.
in. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. And I'll see you again next time on Creative Connections. Life goes by so quickly, time just slips away, but tomorrow brings a brighter day. Riding on a shooting star, heading out toward a dream. Tomorrow's even closer than it seems.